My drive was freedom. You need to invest a lot of time. Nothing comes for free, Mama.
What does it take to spark meaningful change? Meet Hala Kazim, a pioneer in personal growth in the Gulf region. In this episode, Hala, author, life coach, and founder of Journey Through Change, shares her unique approach to transformation. She blends travel, workshops, and self-discovery to empower women, offering profound insights into navigating challenges and creating lasting change. If you're looking to shift your mindset, build resilience, or find clarity in your next steps, this episode is packed with actionable advice to spark meaningful transformation.
You don't just write and then you get your wish right, or you don't just imagine and you say law of attraction, it comes to me. No, it needs work. So I don't sell talk. I will give you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. It's another thing they want to harm you. That I don't accept.
Mama Hala, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Habibi.
So, what does freedom mean to you?
Life. You know, if you have freedom, you can live. And you can think freely. And you can act freely. So for me, it's life.
Life is freedom.
For me. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Love to dig into that a bit more during the show.
Okay.
I know, one of the hardest things about doing these shows, you think when you know someone very well, it'll be an easy show. But it's actually hard because you want to, almost like, Men in Black when they have that laser that erases your memory. Because a lot of the things but you want to at the same time bring a lot of value to the audience and not think about what you know from the person. Yeah. So I know you have a very interesting childhood.
Yeah.
The first question I want to ask you is if you were to write a book about your childhood, only your childhood, mm-hmm. what would you title this book and why?
Wow, that's a big, difficult question. Oh, my childhood, because it was such a mix of things. I mean, I really played a lot. So, I can't think of anything. You have to help me with here. I mean, I can't. Like playful, curious girl, because I was very curious. And I had my own, kind of unusual, like my family's, say, what you call it, not restriction, routine or anything, yeah. But I was always out of that, so I used to go to the neighborhood a lot, walk across the road, be there a lot. Nobody did except me. I roomed a lot alone, playful, I don't know, curious girl.
I think, all playful and curious, I think it's all part of childhood, right? But I think there comes a moment where you gain a certain awareness and you realize if there was something missing. Or did you, maybe you realize that a bit older, but is there something you felt you missed as a child?
I don't think I had to protect myself because I was always out there. Like I really hardly stayed in. No, I really played a lot. Like me and my nephews and my sister, we had a lot of time to play. And my father, this is a very interesting part because my father didn't have an issue with a girl or a boy. Mm. We had more boys, my nephews, because my brothers were much older than me. And we used to go to my father's shop, we called it Hafiz. And I learned a lot during that time. I think my languages, I learned a lot. So I speak Hindi, part of Persian, of course, Aimi, Bastaki, and Arabic and English, because a lot of people used to come and go, traders, So we worked a lot in my father's office. All the kids and we go to the store and we carry things. They made us work. Girl or boy, it didn't matter. So, and we used to go, and I used to even roam around in the market, like long time, like, Dera, it was in front of the Khor, and by myself a lot of time. So why I will call it Curious Girl, because my curiosity took me to totally different places, different than the rest of the kids, taking to my neighborhood, getting to know outside people, my family, my father's office. So we used to go in Abra,
Yeah.
which is the small boat between Dubai and Dera.
Yeah.
So that was our transportation too.
It seemed also you're independent, as the way you're describing.
Yeah.
Now, you also got married young.
Very young.
How did you shift, or how did you adapt going from being, independent and curious to getting married?
You don't even know what you're getting yourself into. I have to give the credit to my mother in few things. One of them is she really, we saw her a very strong woman. She used to give us a salary.
Interesting.
So, of course, I used to finish it in the beginning of the month, and I go to my sister and ask for more. But that was the system. This is your money. Since I was a kid, you manage. My mother was ahead of her time, and she did a lot of things. So we saw my mother doing a lot of things with cooking, taking care of the house. Even we had a lot of maids and servants, but she used to do that. So when I got married, of course, in 9 days, we went to Toledo and had no clue about marriage or, having your own place. But I don't know how I managed it. I used to I learned how to cook, but Anas taught me some to cook, and I used to see people cooking. So my mother taught me some cooking before I got married. So I kept trying. See, the curiosity always I had to learn. I go to a restaurant, I check what is the ingredient, I come home and I apply it. And so I think the curiosity that I had did me a favor a lot to learn more and more and ask. I used to ask a lot.
So also, you went from not only getting married young, but also shifting all the way to the other side of the world.
Yes.
And
different culture, different people.
Different people. Yeah. Now, did that just add on to your curiosity? Because now every time you see something new, it's more of a fascination for you versus fear or rejection, as most other people would probably react to.
Because I can communicate with a lot of people, so it was not difficult for me to get to know people.
Yeah.
So I got to know people and I speak to them. And the first 6 months was difficult, the first year, and because I was homesick and I was pregnant. But then once I came back, I really didn't want to leave. It was very nice.
Yeah.
I made that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about fear, and in the context of the things that you went through. I think there are different types of fear. I mean, fear can be paralyzing, right? But when you're first to do something, it's actually more scary. So, for example, if I was going bungee jumping with a bunch of my friends, okay, it's scary. If I'm like the seventh, I'm like, okay, and they all survived, I'm a little scared, right? So in your case, you got married young, but then also you decided at some point to separate, right?
Yeah.
At a time where it wasn't really common. And then you went from that to starting and living, independently. Started all over.
Yes.
I'm sure there was fear. So how did you face those fears but still kept going?
I'll give credit a lot to my genes. I don't know. I mean, I was afraid. I think people saw it suddenly. It was not sudden. I got lost emotionally, and I was all over the place, depressed, going crazy, all that. I think my main thing was that when I went to Elaine, she's a psychotherapist. She helped me a lot to realize what I was thinking. I'm not crazy. I had depression. She explained it to me. I was dyslexic. I was ADHD. And so when things are explained to you, you don't think you're crazy. You just need to know there is a problem. You just need to sort it out. So I started reading and getting to know. And she advised me to work. See, it made me settle. And work helped me a lot. And of course, I did the step of separation. And I think my drive was freedom. So the freedom was my drive. So you pay a very high price for your freedom, good and bad, as I said it in other interviews, good and bad. But that was my drive, and it was strong enough to overcome the fear. So I managed a few things, how to do it, and sometimes I go back and I'm like, how did I do it?
Yeah.
It was not easy.
Because you also just answered the question I had for you is like, what drove you the moments you wanted to give up? Because people think...
I didn't want to give up.
Right, because you...
I have to say there was few seconds when my whole family was trying to convince me, and it was a long thing. Few seconds, I stopped and I thought, should I go back? And then I thought, every one of these people around me going to go back to their lives, and I'll go back to the life I didn't want to be in. Mm-hmm. So it went away. Few seconds.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't want, I could not believe that I can do that, and I did it.
Now, looking back at that girl who was struggling with fear, with judgment,
yes,
with insecurity, uncertainty,
no confidence,
all that stuff. And today, as the woman that you are today, what would you say to her if you were looking back at that person right now?
A lot of things. I mean, one of the things is that you need to seek help. And you have to try few people to find the right one. I mean, I tried others, and luckily I found Elaine. She really brought back Hala. Like, I was lost, and it's a process. It takes years and years, but I was a very good student, and I'm still a very good student of her. I come from her school. But she made me understand I'm not messed up. I'm just confused. I had some difficulties in my childhood. I was very different. How to embrace being different, and it's okay. A lot of things. When you go to therapy, you really open doors to yourself and to the world and to see what's going on. And you will learn how to put people in their place in your mind. So I would tell her, seek help. I would tell her, people show you who they are. Believe them. Maya Angelou. I will tell her, stop being naive and open your eyes. I would tell her, in Arabic we say, كل مر سيمر. Every hardship goes away. But when you are in that moment, it says every bitterness will pass.
Yes.
So back then you think, oh God, I'm in this hole, and how can I manage? How can I do this? Because there was a point I would have been without home, and I was scared to death. But that's later on came. Yeah, I could say a lot of things to this naive girl that she thought people and life is, very different than what reality shows you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It taught me a lot about people. It taught me who loved me for me, or who loved me because I was married to, or a daughter of, or the status that I was in.
Yes.
So, yeah, but they are good people.
So, I mean, the interesting you said is you seeked help, right?
Yes.
And there are people who do, and I know we'll talk a bit about your journey through change, how you also now went on to help other people who are struggling with something in their life. But even me as a business consultant, I talk to a lot of business owners who are in a place where their business is about to go under, but they have such a hard time either admitting that they need help, because whether it's a matter of pride or something else. And I feel like the same.
Because it's painful.
It's painful.
It's
People.
not just pride. It's like, I have an issue.
Yeah.
You don't want to. Like you said, ego, and you feel like, no. But I sought help first when I was at school, 16 years old, and I spoke about my teacher, which she passed away 2 years back, Allah yarhamha. I was looking for her. First, I went to her at school. I was 16. So I had that. I needed an answer. So, as I said, curiosity.
So if someone watching this and they're struggling alone, what tip or advice would you give them to just reach out?
You
even
cannot
as
do it
difficult?
alone.
Yeah.
You cannot do it alone. So you think you'll manage? No, you cannot do it because you listen to YouTube or Instagram, and no.
Yeah.
No, you need somebody good, which is not easy to find,
Yeah.
and somebody fits you. Somebody could be good but not good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
basically the solutions are out there, and sometimes you don't have the
They're there.
solutions.
They're there.
But somebody else.
and the answer, you have it.
Okay.
Somebody just have to bring it out of you.
Right. So now you went into from your career, one thing I always say is, people say, what's your purpose in life? What's your calling? Like, what is it that you want to do? But a lot of times it's just us going through problems and challenges and realizing, oh my God, other people also have these same problems and
Yes.
challenges, and we find solutions for them. So how did you get into this world where you're transforming people and giving them, leading them to their purpose?
It was a pain in the neck because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was doing my art, painting and doing art pieces, selling them, and doing exhibitions and, doing giveaway gifts for companies. But after Hassan, I started doing that again. But then I wanted to stop. Then I didn't know really what I wanted to do. Do I want to open a coffee shop or a restaurant? And, I love cooking and baking. I tried a few things. It didn't work out. Do I want to do a cooking show? It didn't click, like this click, it didn't. So I heard my cousin, and her friend went to hiking to the Camino de Santiago, and I got curious again. So I thought, I want to do that. So I went, and I walked with this group, American group, and we kept walking like you do. It's a 780 kilometer, but you do the last 100, you can do the last 100. So I did the last 100. And it was something so foreign to me. Elaine told me, bed and breakfast, you stop here, you eat breakfast, and then you move, and they go to another, bed and breakfast, and you walk through it. But I was very ignorant when it came to this, but I learned the hard way while trying it. And I loved it. I really loved it. And I was walking with this wonderful American lady, and she, we talked about a lot of things. So it was like therapy. So while I was in the trip, I told the organizer, I said, can I bring a few people here, do this? I thought, why not? She said, yes. I asked a friend, and she said, yes, she will do it with me. Came back. I didn't do it right away. I went to Austria alone, thinking it's like the Camino. It was much different and very tough. Alone for 7 days in the forest, walking alone, and it was very, very interesting, but very tough. Learned a lot about myself, and then I thought, I want to do this. So I asked a few people. They came. It was my pilot, 2010, and then of course after that, I have not finished my university. So I've done high school in America, and I've done English course diploma in Toledo University. So I didn't have a university degree. So I decided to go to London. So I went to the City University. I took coaching, counseling, coaching courses. Then I took NLP in another place. And then I took hypnosis, like few things I did there. And then I started. And people didn't know much about hiking.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about...
One of the first people to act. I mean, today is very common.
Hiking is not something new. We have it for thousands of years.
Right.
It's something we have it. It's just that I brought this awareness of this hiking to our area, which is a desert area. You don't do hiking. It's sand. But I brought back this... what do you call it? Culture, knowledge, or
experience?
Yes.
Now,
so people got to know that.
Absolutely, It's. I mean, I remember seeing you hike all these places, and me having fear of heights. I'd be like, why? But then you go through the experience is different. Now you've. I mean, I would say thousands of women at this stage since doing. Yeah. And you've seen a lot of transformations.
Yeah, big time.
What are some of the valuable lessons, maybe things that you didn't expect that you saw that people go through when they're in that transformative journey in their lives?
So in the beginning, the idea was not formed. I tried the hiking and taking women. Then I started doing one-to-one sessions. Then it became, of course, more advanced, that we had workshops, meditation, activities other than hiking, like horse riding, kayaking, and then we did exercises, like writing exercises. So it transformed the program into really amazing program. But it didn't start that way, of course, because I didn't have experience. I didn't expect to see like Arab women are one of the most powerful women, really. Like it's amazing to see women so serious, want to learn. Again, they're curious to know. It was not easy in the beginning because, what she wants to do with these women out of the country. And it started from UAE, then now it's in the Arab world. And actually, I'm very proud of Arab women, like really, really very proud. I've learned a lot from them. I've learned that, how determined some of them are and the transformation that they made to their lives. Crazy people that they didn't finish school, they started going. Women that they didn't work, they went back. Some got married, some didn't. Some got divorced. But all that, it was with a meaning. Some got. I think one of the best thing is when a woman feels at peace with herself. And I think I help them. See, I don't change anyone. I help them change. So you change you.
Yeah.
I just guide you. And you can take it or you can leave it, which is fine.
Yeah.
Both way. But I'm there to guide. I don't change anyone.
But no change happens until you take action. And most people are stuck. They're stuck because they might have tried something that didn't work once or twice and they feel khalas, nothing is going to change. Or they're stuck because they're even afraid of all the uncertainties that might happen if they actually even pursue that. How does someone get unstuck and take that first step?
First of all, what is stuck? Like, like I remember telling Elaine once, I feel like a cement on my feet. So how do I unstuck? First, I see what's the issue and why am I stuck and what am I stuck with? Maybe sometimes I'm not stuck, but I think I am. You have to have a drive to want to do something, to reach anywhere or to be unstuck. You have to have that drive. And drive is like, could be a job, could be a career, could be marriage, could be losing weight, could be anything. For me, it was the freedom. That was my drive. The other drive I had that I wanted to help people and make a change. So that's why my company's name is Journey Through Change, JTC. So that was my drive, seeing before and after. The first day of my trip, they come. And then I see them in the last day. And I'm like, wow. A lot of changes happen. For me, leave the marriage and work or whatever they want to do. It's the transformation inside them. Like, they break through that thing inside them and they thought they cannot, or they're stuck in their childhood memory or an issue or, I have so many people, I look at them and I'm like, wow. Like, it's very fulfilling. It's very fulfilling. So that's one of the reasons I do it.
Are you being transformed in the process as well?
Oh, yeah, big time. You cannot just do it one way. You learn how to be patient. You learn not to judge. You learn that everybody has their own time. If it's me, I do it right. Like I'm an action girl. I do right away what I think I should do. Some people need time. Yeah. So, you see a lot of transformation.
Yeah. Now, it's one of the reasons I think you know better, but one of the things I think you transform, you're able to transform people in the way that you do is because you're honest with people. And they probably never had someone honest with them and to tell them, hey, with love, here's the issues that you need to really look into and face. And being honest, and as you've built a brand based on authenticity, yes, a lot of people will love you and like you for that, but people are also not going to like you and disagree with you. So how do you balance these two worlds?
I think my school is very realistic school. I'm not a la la land. I'm not going to give you a wishful thought. I'll give it to you straightforward. Now, if you're really serious, you'll take it. If you just want to live in that bubble, I'm not the right person. Don't come to me. Because I'm not going to give you the wishful thought. I'm going to give you the reality. Reality says you need to work hard. You don't just write and then you get your wish right. Or you don't just, imagine and you say, law of attraction, it comes to me. No, it needs work. And then, of course, other things come to you, but you need to really work there. So some people don't want the work. I have $1 million, so I will write it down, I'll get it. No, I wish it was that. Everybody would have been rich. Yeah. But so I don't sell talk. I will give you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Yeah.
So what was your question now? I forgot.
Well, people...
Yeah, they don't like me. How do I deal with it? There are people I don't like, so it's okay if they don't like me. It's one thing somebody doesn't like you. It's another thing they want to harm you. That's I don't accept.
Yeah.
It's another thing that they don't respect you. No, you don't have to like me. But you have to respect me because I have not done anything to be disrespected. So it's okay if somebody doesn't like me, really.
Yeah.
It's not an issue. You don't have to like me. I mean, as I said, there are people I don't like. I don't hate, but I don't like.
But why do you think there are so many people who are willing to suffer just to avoid other people not liking them? And this can be, you have a job, but you don't like the job, but you don't want to leave the job because you don't want to make
Somebody upset.
Or you're in a relationship, you don't like to be in the relationship, but you don't want to leave because you don't want to make your family or other people around the relationship. And I can go on so many people. Or you want to create content on social media because you have a message, but you think if you put your content there, people are going to say, oh, look, he's stupid. And who cares about what he's saying or she's saying? So therefore, they don't even want to take that risk. So they'd rather suffer and they'd rather be miserable just so that other people don't judge them on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that who is with you 24 hours?
You.
So if I'm trying to please people, they're just a part of my life, a part of the journey. Some people say 1 hour, some people half a day, but you are with yourself 24 hours. How much you're willing to pay the price to be in that position? And I think it goes to the real meaning of self-love, real meaning, not, oh, I love myself. No, it's like, you have to really see how much you need to benefit your life if it's not harming other people. Some people will get hurt. I mean, you get separated. I got separated from my, ex. Of course, some people get hurt. But then I had to save me. You leave a job, somebody will get upset. They'll move on. They'll live. And you live. You're going to get a better place or you'll try something else. So fear is an air. Like it's there. You have to, like Elaine says, tear it apart and open it up and see where it's coming from. Is it, some fear is good, but how much fear is good? Most of the fear is not good. So it's not easy that if somebody doesn't like you or people are attacking you. Of course, we are in the social media and you get attacked and it's not pleasant at all, actually. It's very uncomfortable. But it's the price. And what takes me back is what I do believe in.
Yeah.
But I'm very blessed, Mama. I'm really blessed. I'm very loved.
Yeah.
Like really the majority love me.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really blessed. So I have a family that love me. I have people that follow that they love me a lot. So
1,000%. And that's the sad part about this, right? Because yes, there will always be people that are not going to love you or not even love you, maybe just not like you, but it's really a reflection of who they are, as we said before, right?
And maybe they just don't like the way I talk.
Right, exactly.
Or the way I look or the way I behave. It's fine.
Right. But people
why it's an issue?
But people would rather focus on the 3 people that don't like them versus the 1,000 people that are like, thank you.
Because negativity attracts more.
Absolutely.
One comment.
Yes. And this takes me to something else that you've said in the past where everyone in your life is an addition to your life.
Yeah.
Right. But some people are either bringing you up, other people are bringing you down.
Yeah.
And to the note that we're talking about of just not not wanting to piss other people off, we accept some people that are actually, they're like anchors. They're holding us. They're making us stuck. How do you get rid of?
We're giving them that power. They don't have power. You're just giving. You create monsters in your life when you give them so much attention or you give them the authority to humiliate you or order you or or abuse you, whatever it is. We create monsters, and you giving them the authority to be holding on. Nobody can hold you. I mean, okay, we have marriage or, even contracts with business that can be, but how much is giving them the authority to control you and to really make you do things you don't want to do. Everybody is addition. You are the whole. Doesn't mean that you're perfect. Whole with good and bad. This is my whole. And then my family is an addition. My friends are an addition. My children are an addition. My work, my social, everything adds on. It's a part-time, part of my life. Part of my life, not part-time. Part of my life, not full-time. I am the full-time because I'm inside of me 24/7. But Nido, Anas, Mac, my friends, Fatma, Elaine, they're all part. How big of the part is, that's different from person to person. Some people's work is a part of the big life, and some people, children, depends. But they're part. They're not your life.
Right.
Part of your life.
But do you agree or do you believe that you need to know where you're going? You need to have your own vision, because if you don't, do you feel that all these additions can take you in multiple directions?
So what do you mean where I don't know where I'm going? I think I'm just going, doing what I feel I want to do. I mean, I don't like this question of like what you're going to do in 3 years or 5 years. I might be dead. I mean, how would I know? I do it daily basis. Okay, I want to... Okay, exercise. We'll give you an example. I am working daily, going to Pilates, doing my exercises, going my walk, I'm doing my fasting, water fast, and all that, to help me to be healthy when I'm much older, if I'm alive. So that's where I'm going. But do I know what comes in the middle of the road? I might be dead tomorrow. I might lose this business. But you have an overall idea. Yeah. That's for me. It doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. That's for me. I don't have a plan that comes except the plan of my exercise health. Yes, it's a daily plan that's going towards something.
Yeah. Which
is being healthy, being fit, being strong. So I don't need anyone and I don't depend on anyone. That's my plan, not to need anyone.
There's a lot of things that I can compliment you on. But one thing I think you should be extremely proud of is how well you raised your boys. Because obviously, they're like brothers to me, but to see each one successful in their own traits, each one extremely confident, each one that, humble and kindness, and most importantly, how much love and respect they show you. And this is something that, of course, also me, my wife, we talk about, how do we get there? How do you raise children that adore their parents and more importantly, they're confident and in themselves as well at the same time?
Oh, you made me emotional. Thank you. I think it takes from the parent and the children. One person told me, oh, they're good children. I said, yes, but I'm a good mother too. So don't take my credit away. And don't take away their credit too. They're good boys too. They're good sons. And I think I started long back ago. Investment doesn't come in the last minute. I mean, if you have not done it, so you can start now. But if you're planning, I was walking with Maad, I think, and he said, I went through a lot of things because I could come to you and say what I wanted to say and not be judged. And I was very, very happy that, Mu'ad is very into himself. So for him to say that, it was very heartwarming. You need to invest a lot of time. Nothing comes for free, Mama.
Yeah.
Everything has a price.
Yeah.
You want a good business, you have to be there, you have to pay, you have to take time, you have to be upset, and you have to be happy, and you get tired and you want to give up, and then you think, oh God, you cannot give up having children. You can, but it's not as simple as that. But I didn't do plan. I just did what I didn't get. So I was not a friend of my mother. So I wanted to be my children's friend. I could not go to her with a secret. I wanted my kids to come to me and open up without being afraid.
Yeah.
Now, if I have done anything right in my life, these sons of mine, that's
absolutely
the right thing I could say.
And I think that's the $1 million answer there, is that what you didn't get and what you missed out from your parents is what you wanted to experience with your children, where in most other relationships is that we model the behavior of our parents, even if we didn't like it.
If you choose to.
If you choose to. So when I said something to my parent, they judged me, I got yelled. When I made a mistake, I got ridiculed. When I did X, but they wanted me to do Y, I was, ignored or neglected. So that becomes your model as a parent. But it takes a lot. I know it sounds easy, but it takes a lot to say, hey, you know what? Let me just flip the switch here and do the opposite.
You don't want to repeat.
Yeah.
My mother did what she knew best. My father died when I was very young. So I didn't have that much chance to get to know my father. He was a very old man too.
Yeah.
Like he married my mother and he was very old. So I didn't have, I wish I had time with my father. But then I do give excuse to my mother. I'm not here to judge her. She just did what she knew best. But I know better. When Maya Angelou says, when you know better, you do better. So I knew better and I did better. And I think it was a very good addition that they are good sons too.
Yeah.
They make me proud, and they are very different from each other. So different from each other. And yet, they are very, very good men.
Yeah. What makes you, or let me rephrase it, somebody wants to be happy. What is, and there's 1,000 things, some people think money, some people will say buy a nice house, some people will say, but reality is, as you know, it's happiness it comes within. In your experience, what are some of the things that people can look into if they want to find happiness?
Don't go after happiness. It's very temporary. I'm happy with you now. I go out and somebody says something to me, I'm not happy. I think you should go after peace of mind, comfort. What brings you peace of mind? And of course, peace of mind is not all the time too. But then if you have the foundation of being comfortable, even when you're upset, you go back to that foundation. So I really think you fix inside of you a lot of things you should, because we all have a baggage. We all have things, issues. Nobody can tell me they don't have issues. We all have issues. We just need to know what are the issues. And I think if we will use your word, happiness is so different from each other. So different. There's nothing wrong if you think money will make you happy. then that's money. What's behind the money? What's before the money? So if health, I mean, of course, when I'm healthy, it really makes me feel peace of mind and, happy, as you say. You just have to find a more lasting thing than just temporary thing. The foundation comes when you check yourself and say, I have these issues. I need to solve them. I have to have peace with my mistakes. I have to have peace with my age. I have to have peace that maybe I was brought up not in a good environment, whatever it is. And have peace that if you are beautiful, like, a lot of people don't have peace with even good things because they feel shy. Like if I show that I'm beautiful, then it means I'm arrogant. No, you can be humble and beautiful. Have peace with being rich if you are rich. Don't ever make you feel guilty because you're rich. I mean, these things, it's not just when you don't have. Even if you have to have peace with it.
Yeah.
But then you add to it being helpful and humble and, embracing it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just me, but I think the older that I'm getting, I feel like happiness is a thing that happens at the end of struggle. For example, you wake up one day and you realize that your business is falling apart. Now you're stressed. Now you need to figure out a solution. Now you do X, Y, and Z to figure out a solution. Then you finally fix your business, and then you see customers coming in, you got profits coming in. You're happy. And then now a new problem comes.
Happiness or satisfaction?
Satisfaction, relief, right? Then guess what?
Another issue.
Another issue comes up. Here we go again. So, people who have more money than you can even imagine.
Yep.
They still have
I
problems.
Can't imagine.
Right. They still have problems. You have people that have amazing relationships with, themselves are happy, they look great. They look amazing. They might look like a supermodel. Everybody looks at them. Look how beautiful this person is. They have problems. They have insecurities. So I think the reason people lack happiness is, like you said, is that their definition of happiness in itself is not even right.
No, that's the thing. It's a very overused word.
Yeah.
And it became very trendy. I really don't like to use it. I mean, because happiness could differ from a lot of people, and it could come for 5 seconds or 5 minutes. And I mean, just imagine when you were very happy, how long it lasted.
Yeah.
And then you have another boom slap from life, and then like, oh God.
Yeah.
So I think if we accept that life has a lot of challenges and problems,
Yeah.
and it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me.
That's exactly why I created this show, right? Freedom or Nothing is because people always see the end. So they see the guy or the girl who's successful, and thanks to social media, nobody journeys the bad things.
Exactly.
Everybody just shows you, voila, right? And then people see that, and then they think, because they're lucky, because they live in Dubai.
Yeah, I mean,
because
like they say, I'm married to Mac and my sons, you are a perfect mother. I'm not a perfect mother. Yeah. I'm not a perfect wife. I'm a very good wife.
Yeah.
I'm a great mother.
Yeah.
But not perfect.
But you wouldn't be who you are without your struggles and the challenges.
Yeah, and you have to have a lot of work put in this marriage or these kids or this business, or it didn't just be and it be. It's not a ready-made thing.
Yeah.
It's very much invested thing.
Yeah.
Minute to minute.
So maybe we have about 5 minutes. One question I want to ask you is this, in honor of National Day.
Yes.
I've been living in this beautiful country now for 7 years.
Yeah.
What is it, how would you, demonstrate what it means to be Emirati and what this country is all about?
See, I will be almost 62 years in January, in 1 month and a half. Okay.
Not 22?
Yani, around that. Okay. So I witnessed before and after. I was a child when I saw we didn't have United Arab Emirates. And then it came. It's a miracle. This country is a miracle. Miracle that our leaders proved to the world that this miracle can be done. This vision, this greatness, this people can be done in this world. And nowadays, I call it the country of change. It's changing all the time to the better and better. So how it feels, I don't think we have the right word of how grateful we are. Like I tell, and even Mac and the boys, how grateful and how lucky we are to be Emiratis and the people live here, because our leaders are not just good to their people, to everyone. I mean, from the system, from having over 206 nationalities to so safe, to so generous to all of us. Our leaders walk between people and drive their own car. It's like a dream come true. Like, a movie that you think, oh, it's so nice, but then it's happening. So I'm really, really grateful. I think it's an honor to be an Emirati. It's a blessing to be an Emirati. And thanks, of course, to Allah and then our leaders that brought this dream reality to the world.
I was at Right Market on Saturday.
I have to go.
Yeah. So it's a season.
I've not gone.
Now, there's a lot of great things in UAE. And, it's different when you live here and it's different when you're coming as a tourist. And I remember just sitting there, okay, and just watching all the kids play in the park and looking at my wife's purse is there. Actually, we left, we came back, it was still there. And part of me was like, why can't every family, why can't every kid
have this?
What is
you're coming from America.
I'm coming from America. Right.
I know it's how you don't feel safe.
It's just something that you enjoy. But the only reason that I honestly sometimes I don't enjoy things in this country as much is because I feel sad that more people are not able to enjoy it and to have this.
Yes.
And then the second thing is, as you mentioned, the leaders in this country.
Oh,
I've never heard a leader say what they're going to do. I only see it done. Where I come from and in the West is these guys get on stage, hey, I promise you, vote for me. I will do X, Y, and Z. And W, but when they get the vote and when they're in office, no one is, they're not going to do anything.
To vote. We have them.
Exactly. So it's a different, and it's a different way of leadership where you lead by results.
Yes.
You lead and give people what they want so that no one's thinking about, all the stress and all the,
They love their people.
They love it, exactly.
And they love it to have the best for everyone. They are miracles, really amazing leaders that they can do this for us.
No, it's just one thing I wanted to add in there. Now, you have enjoyment or you like rapid fire questions?
Yalla, let's do it.
Your favorite book?
Khalid Hosseini.
Okay.
Two favorite books. Being dyslexic, but finished two books twice. Thousand Splendid Sun and Kite Runner.
Okay, Kite Runner. I saw the movie.
It's a movie, but
the book is better. The book is better, I'm sure I heard.
Yeah.
What is your superpower?
Connecting
people.
Yeah.
Okay. Dream guest at a dinner, dead or alive? Dream guest.
Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
just because I'm sure you've had dinners with a lot of other interesting people, who's the most interesting people you've had lunch, dinner, coffee with today? Someone you've already had with.
Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed.
Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed.
Yes.
I think Anas gave the same answer as well.
He's beyond interesting and smart and funny and kind and generous. Outstanding.
Amazing.
Him and his family.
Amazing. What's your life motto? What do you live by?
Oh, a lot of things. I mean, what I live by being honest and as much as we can, and kindness.
Honesty and kindness.
Kindness and humbleness.
Yeah.
We should never forget who we are.
Absolutely.
Because fame could make you.
I've seen it.
Pull yourself out.
Yeah. What is something in your bucket list that you're looking to do soon?
If Khalid Husseini, the writer of the books I read, can write my book.
Khalid Husseini, if you heard that, let's make it happen.
Really, that's one of my dreams. My story.
Yeah.
That's one of my, of course, I don't know.
Yeah.
If it will ever
Well,
happen.
either way, it has to be written by somebody. Preferably him. Only him. Okay, not me.
He's very, no.
Okay.
He's very good
Yeah.
writer.
And
Like he takes you in the
Amazing.
story.
Interesting. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
So many from Elaine. Best advice. I can't recall one. Best advice. There's so many that I cannot even recall one. Remember, Hala, you always been, I think one of the things, remember that you always want women to be their best. So
Yeah.
do what is best to help other women. That's one of the things.
I like the way you said earlier as well. People will show you who they are. I think that's a very good advice.
I mean, that's a good advice that I read the quote from Maya
Yeah,
Angelou.
still,
I think that's the best, one of the best advices, yes.
How do you want? I know it's not one of your favorite questions but how do you want people to remember you?
That I was a woman with ethics and kind woman and a great mother.
And a great mother. Okay, so that brings us to our last question.
Okay.
Somebody watching this show right now and they're like, I want my freedom as well. That's my drive, same way that was your drive. What advice can you give them to pursue that freedom?
Why do you want the freedom? What is freedom to you? These questions they have to ask. What is freedom to me? I mean, to have a freedom to do something wrong, that's not freedom. You have to calculate it, ask for help if you cannot figure it out. And freedom comes in so many different forms. And one of the things about freedom, if you don't respect it, you lose it.
You said it perfectly. Well, listen, Mama Hala, I mean, I'm honored to have you on this show.
Well, the honor is mine.
And I have seen what you've done and the impact you've had on people around the globe, right? From firsthand and also from the stories and everything. So just want to commend you for that. And I think, when that book is written,
yeah,
a lot
by Khalid Husseini.
By Khalid, not me.
Khalid
by Khalid Husseini.
Yeah.
That story will continue to expand your legacy and the things that you've done. So thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, Mama. And we go a long way. You're my son.
Yes.
And,
favorite son.
Yes, my favorite. Yes, number one.
I didn't say it.
I didn't say it. And you're not listening. Yeah. But I'm so proud of you, Mama.
Thank you so much.
And I love you and thank you for having me.
Love you too. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.